We've got a few coming. Let's wait for Facebook. There's Facebook. Here we go. Welcome to another live stream episode of the Hard Rock Show. I'm Andrew.
I'm Dave.
Here we go again. Dave's back. So Tim's made the hot tag because he went to the footy today and Dave's jumped in. So that's what we've done this week. Tonight we're going to be reviewing the latest from Hardline, a duo called Laurenne, Louhimo, and local bands have released a little co-EP, Orpheus Omega and Triple Kill. We're going to talk about those three releases tonight. We'll have a hot topic on albums that are celebrating an anniversary this year, a significant anniversary this year. That'll be coming up in a few minutes. The ladies won't be joining us tonight, unfortunately, so no Nikki, no Jodie tonight, but I'll do a gig guide very quickly. There are certain things that have held people up today, so I'll take care of that in just a few minutes. We got the viewers streaming in, so thanks for tuning in. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe, all the usual things. Our details are in the post or the description wherever you're watching or tuning into this, whether it's live now or later on video on Facebook or YouTube, or if you're tuning into the audio via Spotify and the other platforms as well. All the details you need for what we're covering tonight will be in the description of or the post, wherever you're finding this one. So like, follow, subscribe, like everyone gets you to do. And a big thank you to our sponsors too, Inscripting, Screen Printing, Alt, Cult, and Rockstar Finance. Their details, just like ours, are in that same information area. So find them, give them a follow, show them some love for the support they give us here. And as always, we encourage everyone to get involved in the comments. And as we go through the albums, if you've got anything you want to say about the albums or the bands, then let us know that in there as well. Get involved in the comments. We'll try and bring them up on screen and make this as interactive and fun as possible. And on that note, please give it a share too. Help us spread the word. We've got 3 years of TV, but we want to try and make this thing as big as possible over the next 3 years in particular, because we never know what's going to happen next in that space too. So keep sharing, help us out with that sort of stuff, and let's get into it and have some fun. We got Nudes here, who's our big FaceTime regular. He's jumped in to say hello again. So good to see you again, Nudes. Thanks for jumping in, and thanks for sharing the post too. I really do appreciate your work in that regard. Just a thank you there for you, our good friend. But yeah, before we get stuck into all the things, let's do the usual. Dave, how have you been this past couple of weeks?
Yeah, been good. It's been school holidays. Been a bit busy. Just haven't been able to get things done. Also, a bit lazy, to be honest. So, yeah, mid-year, I don't like this time of year. I'm trying to hibernate. So I've been watching lots of movies. I'm in a bit of a horror kick at the moment, which yeah, it explains a lot about me because I grew up watching slasher films, which is a lot of fun. Apart from that, it's been school holidays. Caught up with a couple of old friends from my Big W days. One guy moved to Tasmania, so he's been over here. Yeah, so I haven't seen him in like 5 years. So it's good to catch up, talk about old crazy shit we used to get up to. That was a lot of fun. And yeah, playing with the kids, Switch and all types of board games. And yeah, went to the shops yesterday. I haven't been to the shops in ages. It was a bit of a novelty for them. Yeah, I bought a CD.
Okay.
CD is new for me, but
there you go.
I remember I bought Alice Cooper's new album earlier this year, and then this. So, and I also ordered a CD. Finally.
Very nice.
Finally. Got that through Discos. So that might be my go-to thing at the moment. And Nudes, thank you very much, man. CD arrived.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's Alice Cooper narrates. So.
Very nice.
Yeah. So I'm good. I'm happy. Can't complain.
Yep.
How you been?
Yeah, good. I try to do not as much on the weekends as I do during the week. That's the rhythm I'm trying to set for myself. I do stuff over the weekend, but just not as intensively as I do during the Monday to Friday. Try and get some downtime in. So it's been pretty good in that regard. I was sitting down before watching Collingwood finally get their first win under Robert Harvey as first time for everything. So we finally got a win after Bucks departed. So that was a good little feeling for me. Although the flip side is that I'm sure that like Tim will be happy along with me, but Brendan on our camp won't be happy, and Jody won't be happy either because they both go for Richmond. So it's one of those things. Jimmy, it's actually funny for him too because he goes for Collingwood, his wife Deb goes for Richmond, so that'll be another household that's having some fun tonight as well. So there's a few of us that are a bit divided amongst the ranks, but no, it's been good. Just been a good weekend. Caught up with Dave from Squidding Screen Printing as well on Friday night, and also Demon Head, and just actually caught up with him for the first time in ages. Saw his new place and stuff, and had a couple of drinks, and actually had a bit of a social catch up for the first time in donkeys. That was cool as well. And just, the rest of the time, hanging out with the dogs, doing some yard work today, which is nice because the weather was nice enough for it for a bit there. just doing that sort of stuff. But everything's good. Just another
That's
week,
good.
another weekend, just continuing on like we always do. But no, everything's going really good. Benjamin Payne has jumped in to say, "Hey, Dave and Andrew, so good to have you here." But he's followed that up with, "Gentlemen, your hair looks amazing. Did you watch Connor break his ankle? I don't know about our hair. We do what we can with that. We don't. Either of us don't do much about that, to be honest. So that is what it is. But Connor breaking, I didn't watch it, but I saw the photos, and that was plenty for me. How about? Did you see that at all, Dave?
I heard something happened, but I don't know what.
Dave's not as much into the real combat sports. If it's not wrestling, he's not really interested.
I could go on about AEW. They've been fucking killing it recently.
Yeah, they have been. No, the Conor McGregor was in a fight, and at the end of the round, it looks like he stepped wrong, and it looks like his ankle was broken at some point in the fight, and his ankle ended up backwards on his leg and stuff. And
shit!
There's some full-on photos kicking around on Facebook, so I've seen those ones. Nick was having a good chuckle at his expense in our little group chat earlier today as well, and that's that's how it goes. Yeah, Ben's jumped in to say, or Ben Jars, good to see you here. Thanks for jumping in. Dustin the Diamond kicked ass, so there we go. I didn't watch the fight. I haven't got a lot of time for that sort of stuff these days. I used to spar on that a long, long time ago, but that was a long time ago. But no, didn't really watch it, but saw the photos, and if you want to see those photos, Dave, I'll find some for you if you really want to see it. Yeah, Benjamin.
I like gross shit.
Huh?
I like gross shit.
You do actually. Well, you're probably right up your ankle, right up your alley. There we go. Conor McGregor broke. Yeah, it broke. It was backwards in the photo that I saw, so I'll find them and I'll shoot them through to you if I get a chance to. Yes, all fun times. We're here laughing at people breaking ankles before we even get stuck into it. So this is going well. Happy Sunday for everyone out there. Hope everyone's having a good weekend so far, and that the working week coming up isn't too hard on you all. But I guess I'll quickly rattle through a gig guide.
Yep.
Just very quickly. So, as always, lineups, events, all those usual things are subject to change. All the information you need is in the description that you're finding or watching or listening to this on. So, all the info is there. If you can't find it, just search for the bands and follow the events on Facebook, because things are, as we know, times are a bit different the last year or so, or 18 months, I should say. And so everything is just always with that caveat in mind. But anyway, let's get off to it. First up, there's a gig clash to start with, which is Friday, July the 16th at Stay Gold. Orpheus Omega are touring for the 10th anniversary of Bleed the Way, with special guests Triple Kill in Malice's wake and Carthus. They've got a new EP, Career Suicide, for sale at the event. The only place you can get it is at those events in the physical form. There are less than 17 tickets left as of last night, so it's really selling fast. So get into that one while you can, and that EP is what we're going to be talking about in just a little bit as well. But on the same night, if you don't want to go to that one, there's another awesome gig as well. Dangerous Curves are launching their new album, Summertime Highs, at the Bendigo Hotel with support from Ablaze and Shotgun Mistress, and that's going to be an absolute cracker as well. Dangerous Curves have been doing good things for a long time. I had a chat to them a little while ago, so please do get onto that one. Then we're going to follow that up with another gig clash. Sunday, July the 18th is the date. At the Last Chance Rock and Roll Bar, Dirty Rats, Rautism, and Leaky Cat are going to be there on a Sunday session for that one. And also at the same time, and something different, Audio Rain are launching the new single Relentless at Crown and Anchor in Adelaide. So it's not a location gig clash, but they are doing their one as a live stream on NetGigs and as a special sort of VR setup as well for that one too. So get on it. That single is pretty bloody good. It's in our THRS Hot Rockin' playlist at the moment too, if you want to find that one. Find that one there. But give it a spin. It's a great track. So well done to all involved on that one. Friday, July 23rd at Cherry Bar. Riff Raiders and the Vendettas are there to have a nice little session there. And then Saturday, July the 24th at Sound System Studios Bar, Snakebite Whiskey are back in Melbourne, coming down from Queensland, just bypass New South Wales. They're back in Melbourne playing with Shotgun Mistress and Riot After Midnight. So that's another cracking gig. They're all these fucking cracking. Saturday, August 14th at the Bendigo Hotel, Espionage are playing their final show together after deciding to call it a day after 7 years as a band. They'll be joined by the Aftershockers, which features a revolving lineup of local stars. So don't miss it. It's your last chance to see Espionage play live, so get around it. Then on Saturday, September 4, there is another gig clash, Hell on the Bay 8. It's a heavy metal party on a cruise boat. The bands are Desecrator, The Ugly Kings, Hybrid Nightmares, and Suldusk. It's all in a boat, so get out on that and get boat drunk. But on the same day, if you don't want to get seasick, then you have the Screaming Jets are playing the Commercial Hotel in South Morang as part of the All for One 30th anniversary tour. Then a couple to go. Saturday, September 18 at the Bendigo Hotel. Stalker from New Zealand are here on their Black Magic Terror Australian tour. And then Friday, September 24 and Sunday, September 26 at the Corner Hotel. Horsehead are playing two very special shows. These have been rescheduled from earlier in the year, and tickets are limited. So if you want to get involved, get in now while you can. And like I was saying at the top, lineups, events, and all that sort of stuff are subject to change. So please do keep up to date with all the information via their event pages to get onto it, basically. Yeah, that's what I've got. So that is that. I'll jump into the comments in I'm just making a quick note here, just because that reminds me of our hot topic in a second. But yes, okay, cool. Where are we at? So going back through the comments. All right, cool. What have I got here? Steve Rockwell Murray has jumped in. So good to see you, Steve. What product do you use? I use no product. I use shampoo and conditioner, and that's about fucking it. So yeah, there we go. Don't know about you, Dave. What do you do with your hair?
Yeah, whatever's in the shower. I can hear myself talk back. Weird. Are you hearing the echo?
No, I'm not hearing it. I don't know what's happening there. Hopefully it'll fade away for you.
Hope so. Retracted.
Okay. Apologies. I don't know what's going on there. Hopefully it stops for you. But yeah, no, none of us are really big on the hair products. We've kind of just got to go with what the wives provide in the showers for us. I think that's about as far as it goes. But Jody making soap, I don't really think about it. Tony Ashcroft, good to see you here on Facebook. Sad event happened. Newish Melbourne band Espionage are parted ways, which is a shame because those guys kick ass, especially. We did just have that in the gig guide, so please do go and see their last gig in August. Benjamin Payne jumped in and said, Orpheus, I have a couple of friends in Orpheus. Cool. Kick-ass guys. Speaking of which, have you ever seen Mr. Kick-ass? He's fucking kick-ass. And the puns keep on coming as we go here. My fellow Kiwis, that's what he's saying. Stalk them. Okay, we'll have to stalk them. Here we go. Another one. Darren Humphreys, Pantene, I'm in Pantera treatment. Yeah, we'll go with that as a usual thing. And Dave is always the popular one. So Dave looks especially luscious tonight. So Dave is our easy on the eyes member of the show.
Bloke now too. That kind of thing.
Oh, mate, you are turning on for all comers. There you go. So we'll take that as a win for you while you can.
Grab the Vaseline.
Hey?
Grab the Vaseline.
Oh, here we go. You're going to need that for yourself, mate. You're having a good run of things lately. I think Julia might have to get some weapons or something to keep everyone at bay.
I'm just fucking up.
All right, let's have some fun. Let's get into the hot topic. The hot topic tonight is albums that are celebrating a significant anniversary. So we've just got a bunch of albums to just rattle off. We want you all to get involved in the comments. So please get in the comments and let us know albums that you are happy or noticing, whatever's in your radar about albums that are celebrating a significant anniversary this year in 2021. And what we're going to do is on our Thursday sessions, the Deep Cuts, where we always do a classic album, we're going to convert that into doing these anniversary albums as a regular thing going on there. So that's our next step in that regard. So, Dave, over to you first. What did you have written down for a list of albums that are celebrating anniversary?
I got a massive list. As soon as you said we'll do anniversary albums, I'm like, okay, cool, straight to the CD collection. So Here we go. 1971, great year. Alice Cooper, Love It to Death. Fantastic album. Thin Lizzy debut.
Not as good, that one.
No. Aqualung, the Frotel. Got to be really careful. This is Julia's. I've got to be very careful or she'll hurt me. So that's gently down over there.
Yep.
Sabbath, Masters of Reality.
Yep.
The Who's next?
Yep. Cool.
Deep Purple, Fireball, T-Rex, Electric Warrior. There's a lot. Led Zeppelin 4, Alice Cooper, because you can't just have one album in the year. Killer. David Bowie, Hunky Dory, fantastic album.
Cool.
Rolling Stones, Sticky Fingers. That's 1971.
Wow. Okay. Here we go.
1981. AC/DC for Who's About to Rock.
Yep.
Mob Rules, Black Sabbath. Aiden.
Yes. I guess a lot of love that
Crap
one.
album. Crap album. Elder and the Kiss. That does not deserve any mention, but I did anyway. Crew, debut.
Yes. We'll be doing that in November.
Spoke about this a few weeks ago. I sadly missed this review, but that is a damn cool album.
10 out of 10, isn't it?
Yep, easily. I used to have
Yep.
that on cassette, used to listen to it over and over on my Walkman.
Yep.
Aussie, Irish Madman.
Nice.
Renegade, underrated Thin Lizzy, but still damn good.
Okay.
Be interesting to see if they give it like a 40-year anniversary tribute edition, because production could be touched up a little maybe. Killer Bees, nice little compilation from Anthrax. This is 91 now. 91 was a damn good year.
Yes, it was.
Alice Cooper, Hey Stupid.
Yes, very cool.
Here
Here we go.
they have got to release a box set.
Yeah.
Halloween, Pink Bubbles Go Right. Terrible cover.
Not their best album.
Nah. Black. Metallica.
Yeah. That's a given.
Great little compilation from Motley.
The
original one with Primal Scream. Underrated album, in my opinion, 1916.
Yes. That is a
good album.
I love that album.
Ozzy, possibly his best. I love this. Skid Row.
Slave to the Grind, yep.
One Lawful Carnal Knowledge. Also
yes. Yep. I do enjoy that one.
Who does? 2001. This is almost done. Alice Cooper, Dragon Town. We don't have many albums from 2001.
No, you sing a theme.
This is a killer album. The World Needs a Hero from Megadeth.
Yeah.
Blackwater Park. Opeth.
Yep.
And Ozzy with Down to Earth.
That is a great album, that one.
I love that album. Really well done. And there's also from 91, there's Slow, Deep and Hard from Typo Negative.
Yep.
And from 2001, Just Push Play from Aerosmith.
Yeah.
It's starting to make me feel old because I didn't realize that album was so old. But there's a whole bunch.
Yep. Cool. We've got a couple of comments coming in here. So Ben Jars jumped in. Roy Orbison, Lonely and Blue, 60 years old. Yeah, that's not bad at all. If you don't mind the old rock and roll stuff, Roy Orbison is one of the ones to check out for sure. And Benjamin Payne, who's also asking where Tough is on YouTube. So Tough, get involved in the comments there. But he's jumped in on YouTube to say this is a great idea. I can be terrible on my own over here. So there we go. Tony Ashcroft, Slave to the Grind, what a great album. My favorite from them, Seb's voice is killer. Yes. And when we saw him, the last time I saw him live, he fucking smoked that song too a couple of years ago. It was fantastic. I've got a relatively long list as well. It'll cross over it with yours. Some of this is from stuff I found. Some I asked in the THRS Lounge, our Facebook group. Just some ones there. So here's some ones to check out in this regard as well. So Black Sabbath, Masters of Reality, which you covered off. Rush, Moving Pictures, which I know that's not your favorite thing, but hey, it is there for sure. But Styx, Paradise Theatre, that was 40 years old this year. Same with Rush, Master of Reality, 50 years. Roxas, Night Street, 30 years old this year. Then we've got a couple from Mortal Sin, Rebellious Youth, and Mahemic Destruction, a 30 and 35th anniversary. Avantasia, the Metal Opera, Part 1, 20 years ago.
How did I miss that?
I don't know how you missed that. I was wondering how you didn't get that one. Ghost, Opus Eponymous, 10 years this year. Metallica, you covered off. Sepultura, Arise, 30 years this year. There you go. Skid Row, you covered off. Volvagun, local band Volvagun, they have their debut album, A Cold Moon of Babylon, 10 years ago this year. Wow. So, yes, that's... If I could go back to the first year of the show, there'd be a lot in that regard as well. I had the Kiss one as well, music from the older. Metallica, Master of Puppets is 35 this year. Slayer, Rain in Blood is 35 this year as well. You had Opeth. System of a Down, Toxicity is 20 this year. So there's another one for you.
Okay.
Yeah. The Runaways, self-titled, is 45 this year. I had the Type of Negative one as well. Metallica Load is 25 as well this year.
Wow.
Smashing Pumpkins' debut album, Gish, is 30. AC/DC, Who Made Who, is 35. So there's a couple of AC/DC ones this year. Pantera, Great Southern Trendkill, is 25 this year. Tool, 10,000 Days, 15. Rage Against the Machine, Evil Empire, is 25. So there we go for another one. This is all going to make us feel very old very quickly.
Yeah.
Rob Zombie, Educated Horses, 15 years old this year. You had Aussie as well. And from Dennis, there's a whole heap here. So Dennis gave me a list. There's Riot Fire Down Under, 40 years old. Saxon, Denim and Leather, 40 years old. Heaven's Gate, Living in Hysteria, 30 years old. Judas Priest, Point of Entry, good album there, 40 years old. Van Halen, Fair Warning is 40 years old. Blue Oyster Cult, Fire Unknown Origin, 40 years old. Praying Mantis, Time Tells No Lies, 40 years old. Megadeth, you had that one there. Arch Enemy, Wages of Sin, 20 years old. Steel Panther, Balls Out, is now 10 years old this year. So there you go. Yep. And tying off from the gig guide, Screaming Jets, All for One, 30 years old, hence the tour. So there we go. There's a lot. So we have barely scratched the surface. I'm hoping I'm still here. I'm still here, am I?
Yeah, you're still there.
Okay, cool. Tim has jumped in. Our good friend Tim has jumped in. Hi, guys. Two of my favorites from 91 are Armored Saint, Symbol of Salvation, and Metal Church, Human Factor. Yes, very cool. Metal Church will be covering very, very soon. Armored Saint, we haven't spent a lot of time on. We did check out the last album. From memory, we liked that one too.
We did, yeah, that was good. Oh, yeah, that was really good. Yeah.
That wasn't the last one. It was a classic, I think.
John Bush. That was last year. That was really good.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, we all rated that pretty high.
Yeah, that was really good. But yeah, so we'll be having to check out more Armored Saint for sure. But Metal Church, that's coming very, very soon. So I will have to get Tim involved in that one, I think, in some way, shape, or form, because he loves that band. So we'll have to have a bit of a chat to him. So yeah, keep them coming. For those that are tuning in now or later on, or when I clip this one individually, whatever, just get involved in the comments and let us know what some albums you think are worth noting, are celebrating some fantastic anniversaries this year, and we'll try and rattle them off as we go through the year on the Thursday night sessions, just one a week. So let's see how we go with that, making that a theme for as we do this Thursday night episodes. Now that we're getting into this sort of territory, it's crazy what we can get up to now. So it's all good. But yeah, was there anything else you wanted to add into that, or you got a very extensive list there? So did I. But
yeah, I think we covered everything I can think of.
Although
I don't put anything back in the CD drawers.
Have fun with that. This is why I did a list on the computer and didn't get it out. So
it's probably a smarter idea.
But yeah, anything we've forgotten, please let us know. Otherwise, out of that list, if there's something that really got your attention you want us to talk about, then let us know that as well. So we'll have some fun with this as we go along. But anyway, as usual, I'm going to put some links in the comments. Now, this one's a special one because there's two links going in at this time. So if you can't find it in the comments, because it does get a bit funny, it is in the post or the description of this episode. But if you can't find it there, these are what you're looking for. So this is a little funny EP from local bands Orpheus Omega and Triple Kill. So the links going in there are Orpheus Omega, All the Small Things, and Triple Kill, Stacy's Mum. All right, so that's what you're searching for is Orpheus Omega, All the Small Things, and Triple Kill, Stacy's Mum. They are your reference tracks for our next review. And with that said, let's get into it. This is Orpheus Omega and Triple Kill as a split EP. Career Suicide is what it's called. 6 tracks for 21 minutes. The special split EP is out to commemorate their current tour together, which celebrates the 10th anniversary of Orpheus Omega's Bleed the Way album, speaking of anniversaries this year. Physical copies of this are only available at those shows. This EP is made up of 3 songs from each band. All are pop/punk covers, with their own unique flavor applied. Produced by Chris the Malcott, Monolith Studios, who else would do it. Both bands have released a video each, Orpheus Omega with All the Small Things, the Blink-182 cover, and Triple Kill with Stacy's Mum, which is a Fountains of Wayne cover. The other covers on this are tracks from Avril Lavigne, Green Day, Paramore, and The Living End. This is something a bit different. Dave, how did you go?
Yeah. First up, very cool idea to get 2 bands to do the combination EP like this. It's a great idea. And they're the right type of bands to do something like this. Each band is different enough you can tell them apart. You can say, yep, that was that one, that's that one. But they also complement each other's styles, so the EP flows perfectly. It's a great listen. With the exception of Skater Boy and Prisoner of Society, I don't know who does any of these songs originally, but I have heard a lot of these songs, and some of them I really fucking hate. They've done a really good job at making them sound a lot better than the originals. It's a lot more energy, more dynamics, and more playing overall, and more guitar solos. Overall, made these songs a lot more bearable. I'm not sure if some of these arrangements have been altered very much, but All the Small Things has a really interesting musical section before the solo towards the end. I'm not very familiar with the original song, but that was done really well. And Like I
Yeah,
said,
they've heavy these
it makes
up.
songs
They've played them.
yeah, it makes songs that I hate actually listenable. The solo section in Prisoner of Society, that was great too. Once again, I don't know how much they changed things up, but they made it their own. So I went back and I actually listened to the original. Just like, yeah, it's similar but different, and it's cool. Interesting take on Skater Boy, but I still hate that song. It's a good fun listen. Whether you're familiar or not with these songs or these bands originally, the way they've covered it, it makes it a lot of fun for people who like our type of music. It's well worth your time checking it out. I give it 8 out of 10. Stacey's
Cool.
mum, yeah, always fun. It's just one of those. Oh my god, this is. Yeah, I would like to know what Stacy looks like. I'm just curious. All the small things in Prisoner of Society.
Would you like to know what Stacy looks like, or the mum?
Stacy's mum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said Stacy. Yeah, but yeah, Stacy's mum. Apparently, she's got it going on.
And what was the other standout as well? Was Prisoner of Society?
All
was
the
it?
small things in Prisoner of Society.
Okay, cool. All right. First things first, check out those videos that I shared because they are well done all around. Congrats to the band, both bands, because they both play their parts as well. The whole concept of that with flipping a coin and having a split off is very intelligent, well played. I think you can tell that for the bands, this was a hell of a lot of fun to put together because there's a presence or an energy that comes through in this one. It's not as serious as their traditional stuff, and I think you get that feeling of fun while just listening to it. You've got all the hooks from the original songs, which is what they were all built on, but these have been heavied up really, really nicely. So that in turn all makes this thing a mix of being brutal and infectious at the same time, which is a really hard line to walk without it being tacky or stupid, but they've nailed it. They've really done it well. I like how they've added like a semi-loose feel for a bit of this, and which, both these bands are incredibly tight, and this is all done intentionally, but they've just got a bit of a looseness to it, which is a bit more fun, and just again ties in what I was saying before about it making, really infectious. Just, you can just tell this has not been taken too seriously. Like, they take what they do seriously, they don't take themselves too seriously, and that comes through in this one really nicely. Like you said, both bands have added their signature sounds to this one too, so you can tell them apart. And they've also altered the songs to suit what they want to do as well, which is really nicely done. And the alternating tracks between the bands, not having three and then three, but having one and the other, just alternating all the way through, was a really good trick and gave you a nice counterpoint while listening to it. And I like the mix on this one too. It's both bands are captured and presented really nicely. Expect no less, from Chris at Monolith, but they've just added that little bit of a twist. It's not quite as polished up as their regular stuff. Just to have that bit of a garagey kind of a feel to it, just a touch. But it adds just the right flavor to what's going on this one as well. And I think there's a great mix of the sort of the clean and the brutal sort of stuff on this one. Everything is really well captured and mixed in. The backing and harmony vocals have been really nicely added to this one too. And I thought the rearranging along with the performances was nicely done on these ones too. For me, this is all that fun. If you like the energy, the vibe, like the original songs are upbeat as it is. These guys have added, what they wanted to do to what suits their stuff as well. But I love the way this whole thing just feels, flows. It's got the perfect length for it. I hope they play some of these songs live on the tour because I reckon they'd go off. I reckon they would dead set go off in the live environment. For me, this is it's an odd thing when a band plays a song you hate, but they're a band you love. It's really odd to try and get your head around that. But in this one, they've done it, and they've done it very, very well. An example is I could never stand All the Small Things, but they've done a really fucking good job of it on this one. They've done a really good job. This whole thing is just a heap of fun. Well worth checking out. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. My standouts were Prisoner of Society and Misery Business as well. So there we go. That's one to check out, people, because they've done a great job. And if they're going to a town near you, go and see them as soon as you can as well. Here we go. Benjamin's jumped in to go, so funny how the Facebook subs, hold on, when it comes up, bleep out the swear words so quickly. I wonder if it knows different dialects of swear words. I bet we're confused until it breaks down and gives up, lol. We have broken Facebook before with a feedback loop. So we'll see if we can do that one for everyone there. Here we go. This is a back and forth conversation with Tony Ashcroft and Tim Caterson. They're saying, for some reason, I've gotten recently into Metal Church. They're great, wondering I hadn't before. And to reply to that, Tim said, great band. You can't go wrong with any of the first 5 albums. And yeah, we're going through a process with those. very, very soon. But yeah, they're having a back and forth on Facebook there. So good. Keep at it. Keep engaging with each other as well. It's good to have that little bit of community developing in these little chats that we have going on. So I actually like seeing the comments come up when they're talking to each other clearly. But we're going to interrupt and put another one in the comments here. This is a new little duo called Laurenne Louhimo. We have covered some of the individual artists' stuff, and we'll see what happens with this one. But the artist or group is Laurenne Louhimo. The song is called The Reckoning. So again, link is in the comments or the description or the post, wherever you're tuning in. Otherwise, if you can't find it, search for Laurenne Louhimo, The Reckoning. That's what you're looking for as a reference track for our next review, which is, funnily enough, Laurenne Louhimo, The Reckoning. This is 10 tracks for 43 minutes. This is the first time collaboration between the Finnish singers Noora Louhimo of Battle Beast and Neda Laurenne of Smackbound. Released July 2021 via Frontiers Records, produced and co-written by Nino Laurenne, who also plays guitar. The lineup is rounded out by Sampo Hapanimi on drums. Apologies if I got that wrong. 2 singles have so far been released in Bitch Fight and the title track. Those singles have so far been pretty well enjoyed. So let's see how this album goes out, because we have covered the last Battle Beast album, but we didn't cover the Smackbound EP last year. I was hoping to. We didn't get around to it. So how'd you go with this one, Dave?
Yeah. I haven't heard anything from Laurenne and Smackdown band, but I have been a big fan of Noora. I have been covering Battle Beast a few years ago when they released the self-titled album. And if you remember the reviews that we do of Battle Beast, I usually lose my shit over them because they're like one down from Nightwish for me. A damn good band. I did have to go back and listen to that self-titled album after listening to this because, man, she just belts those vocals out all the way through that release. It's been a few years since that, and she can still belt the vocals out on this. She's got a hell of a voice. And she's, I don't want to say restrained, but she's more mature in her delivery, I think, these days. She doesn't have to do it like she used to. She doesn't have to go over the top. The two singers work really well together. They complement each other's styles. I think they bring out a lot of each other. The focus on this release is easily on the vocals, but the band behind them, they can certainly play. Song's got some very ballsy riffs, and when there's a musical section, and they dish out some killer riffs. It's when it comes to the solos, there's some really cool stuff as well, and both guitar and keyboards. If you are familiar with Battle Beast and the whole European metal symphonic, it's not really symphonic, but it's got that big ballsy, chunky, heavy guitar tone. And if you like that type of shit like I do, you're gonna enjoy this. And similar to Battle Beast, it's got that bombastic assault throughout, but it's not all the time. There are moments when they take things down a notch and add some really good dynamics to the songwriting. There's a song called Striking Like a Thunder. You would expect, judging by the name, it'd be a full-on thing, but they calm it down a little bit, which gives that chorus a little bit more impact and punch. Big dynamic performances, big songwriting, big lyrics, some very meaty lyrical content, and both singers handle that really well. Great way to close the album too, with the 7-minute epic. Really good composition in that song. Really builds up slowly, dramatically. It's got that Middle Eastern melodies throughout, which is a nice touch. Not sure what it is about Middle Eastern melodies, but they work fucking great in metal. It always just brings out something cool. Overall, I gave this 8 out of 10. Standouts were Tongue of Dirt, Striking Like a Thunder, and Dances of Truth.
Okay, cool. I think we've got a bit of a lag going on between us both, but we'll work our way through it as things are. It's just, the good old Australian internet doing wonders for us here, but we'll just keeping on. So what'd you give it again? Sorry, just got it in my head.
8 out of 10. 8.
Okay, cool. Yep. I'm on the same sort of path as you. I really did enjoy this one a lot. This is just melodic metal with, a bit of hint of the 80s in there as well, some big hooks. That they're from Finland, and that European pop sensibility for the hooks just, has come through on this one, but not in an over-the-top way. It's just they've got a sensibility about it which makes these songs infectious. Great energy on this, some really nice riffs. This one chugs along really nicely. It's got a pulsing kind of a rhythm section. I like how that drives these songs. But on top of that, there's some nice lead work as well. And the little stop-start moments in the songs sort of play into it a bit too. It all adds, some nice color and depth to the way they put these ones together. There's also a bit of darkness here too. It's not all happy. It's actually not a lot of happy stuff in here, to be honest. But they've got some nice darkness, and they play with the to sort of emphasize that Tongues of Dirt is one of those ones that just really brings it down a gear to sort of make it chuggy and heavy. I mean, you liked it as well. It's one of the ones that grabbed my attention too. And in amongst all this, there's this really nice use of synth just to fill out the sound wall nicely, and it accents the vibe when it's used that way. They've done a really good job using the synth, not overpowering at all. It's just there to fill things out nicely. They've done some nice tonal shifts on this one, especially in the guitar breaks. I noticed in some of the guitar work, there really was some different tones used, which is really interesting and makes this thing engaging all the way through. Nothing here is overdone. It's just all of it is just complementary to what the songs are doing, which is really cool. But again, that they've done these things with all those sort of song changes and the tone changes, all those things sort of add into the hook element. So they complement the hooks and make them get stuck into your head more and more. A lot of the Frontiers records that we get that are these just feel like they're kind of thrown together and you get the impression they're working together and there's not a lot of organic chemistry. This one felt really organic. Did you get that as well?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, as you mentioned, some of those collaboration records, they seem very sterile. This just, you can tell it's a bunch of people in the room making music together.
Yeah. No, this felt real. It was really cool. So all of that, makes this album fly by nicely. Nice peaks and troughs in it. So, have a drink on me. I like the placement of the ballad Hurricane. Hurricane Love right in the middle of the album too. It's a really nice touch. And the vocals are impressive from both the ladies on this one. They have some serious bite, but the softer touches are done just right too. And on top of that, they had this ability to both soar above everything and really give you these, high vocals that are beautiful. But then they just get in the trenches and fucking really get gritty with it all too, which is really cool. I think the only thing I can sort of knock in that regard is it would have been nice to have a little more separation between the two of them because they do complement each other well, but they also tend to bleed into each other a bit as well. So I would have thought you could do a few things there with EQ or panning to make it a bit more sort of call and response kind of thing. Just a trick there that I think that I would like to explore that one on another release because I want them to do another one. I reckon this is really cool. But none of that. It's me being picky. This is not a bad thing about it. It's just me being a fussy prick about everything that I'm fussy about. But I would like to have heard a little more separation. You can make it out, but they also just blend into each other a bit too much for mine. But hey, all in all, composition performances are all fantastic on this. It's a solid fucking record that really does feel like an organic piece. They feel like a band, which is really cool. And, they've taken chunks from their main projects in Smackbound and Battle Beast, and they've sort of put it into this one, but it's not like those projects either. They've done something different too onto that. So you got enough to make you comfortable if you're familiar, and enough to sort of drag you in if you're not. There's some really cool stuff on this one. I got to give a nod like you did to the closing track, the 7-minute track, Dances of Truth. That was really cool. That one really did bring it home nicely at the end of the album. So good way to wrap the album up. I would love to hear more from this one. This is really cool. 8 out of 10 from me as well. Bitch Fire. That is straight out of the Judas Priest playbook, that one. That is fucking fantastic. Dances of Truth and Tongue of Dirt. So I think we crossed over a bit on the standouts there.
Yeah.
But you know what? They're good songs. But there are no duds on this one at all. It's well worth your time. So please do check it out. I really did enjoy that one. So I'm glad we both liked that one. Where are we going here? Tim has agreed with us there. So Tim's jumped in. A very good album. Bitchfire has a painkiller vibe. Yeah. I was also thinking Firepower as well for that matter too. It's the riff on that felt like something out of Firepower. Benjamin's still talking about our swear words in the subtitles. Turn swear words into a bunch of little buttholes, just spelled chuggy as CHUY. We have no control over that one. Someone has commented something in Russian. I'm assuming, I don't know what that is, but okay, on YouTube. I don't know what this is. Probably a dodgy link, which we get a lot of those on YouTube. But anyway.
Yeah, brush up on my Russian.
Don't know any Russian. And Benjamin's gone, I can't stop reading. So have fun with that, Benjamin. Maybe try and take some screenshots and send them through to us. I don't know. But anyway, here's the next link for everyone to go and check out. This is our main event of the evening. This is a more melodic touch on things. This is a band called Hardline, which some of you will know, some of you won't know. But either way, this is pretty cool. And the song you're looking for is Surrender. So Hardline with Surrender is a reference track. It's in the comments or in the description. Otherwise, search for that one and give it a spin. And we'll give you our thoughts on this week's main event of the evening. So this is Hardline with Heart, Mind, and Soul. 11 tracks for 50 minutes. The seventh studio album, the American/Italian band, released July 2021 via Frontiers Records. Produced by Alessandro Del Vecchio, who also plays keys in this one. 3 singles have been released, including Fuel to the Fire and Surrender. This band has had something of a revolving door of members since their beginning in the early 90s, but this one sees the same lineup return as was on the previous album, so some continuity has finally kicked in for the band now. How did you go?
Yeah, this is good. I've known of this band. I know the song "Taking Me Down," and that's it.
Okay.
And that was almost 30 years ago. But they might be one of those bands where they've got a revolving door of members where they just can't get momentum happening, which can be really disappointing for bands that the core members can write good stuff. It's just that they can't get a steady lineup, which sucks. But yeah, "Taking Me Down" is a good song. It's one of those ones that, didn't actually didn't have the single, but occasionally you'd hear it on radio or something. Just like, fuck. And checking out how much stuff they got on Spotify, they've obviously managed to have a career of some sorts, even though not all the albums are available, because the one with "Taking Me Down" isn't on there. Biggest song, and it's not there. I don't know how this rates among the other previous material, but this is a really good listen. Fits somewhere in between the hard rock world and the AOR world. It's not dated, but it does have that old school mentality of music is just a feel-good, fun escape from the crap of everyday life. Nothing new, but it's well done. They're not pushing any boundaries, but yeah, it's definitely a fun listen from start to finish. Got the catchy hooks, interesting lyrics, good performances. All sounds really good to listen to. The singer's definitely got a good voice on him. Not sure if he's one of the evolving. He is. This is a new guy.
He's original. He's the only original member left.
Okay, cool. Well, he's got a damn good voice, so I hope he does continue with whatever musicians he can get with him.
He's smoked on this one.
Yeah, and it's not just his range either. He's got pretty good range, but he sells the emotions in these songs, so it makes you pay attention to the lyrics. It's a nice, diverse listen, various tempos, various moods. Got the rockers, got the ballads. There's a bit of swing too, and I think that comes from the drums. Occasionally, you just kick into this little groove that's happening, which I thought was very cool. I enjoyed this album. The more I listened, the more I listened to it, the more I enjoyed it. It's one I might keep coming back to because it's kind of infectious to get songs stuck in your head. Just like, what was that? Hang on, that was that Hardline song. So definitely have to check out more of their back catalogue. I might have overlooked this band. I don't know if it will win any new fans, but I'm sure if you've been a hardcore fan for a long time, you're definitely going to enjoy this. But I guess 8 out of 10. Fuel the Fire, if I could, I would. Heavenly, The Curse, and Heartless were my Heartless were my standouts.
Cool. All right. Well, yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat. We've been in agreement all night long, it looks like. Up-tempo melodic rock that has a nice bit of grit to it. So when people think of melodic rock and, they think of the ones of the AOR style, this one has a lot more grit than you expect. So if you liked the last sort of Eclipse album where it had a bit more bite to it, this is one of those ones where it's probably even grittier than that, to be honest. There's enough gloss in this, but it's got plenty of punch as well. This one moves the speakers really nicely, especially when the songs themselves get a bit more impactful, so they're performed or composed. It drives nicely. Nice and warm. I like the bottom end on this one, how the drums and the bass really did get some good representation on this one too. It complemented and balanced out the top end, which you normally get a lot of top end on these kind of releases, but this one had a really nice sort of balance, but the warmth was cool. And the trading off between the guitar and the keys was nicely done on this one as well. Fuel the Fire is a great album opener on this. After that, you fall a bit more into the more typical territory for this. But if I could, I would. That's a typical melodic rock track. They've got the heartfelt stuff on here, which is it isn't overly cheesy, which is cool. It's pretty well done. It feels like the big 80s ballads like you were talking about, but it feels like it's been brought up into today. So it's not like it's a direct throwback or dated. It's just, here's the influence, but here's today's take on it, which is really cool, really well done. But I thought there was some, when the up-tempo bits come into this one, they had some really nice bite and intensity. So you get a really nice, diverse listen between the heartfelt stuff you expect and then the more ballsy, riffy sort of stuff that you're not quite expecting. That really fits together nicely on this one. You got hooks everywhere all over this, as you do expect, and they nail that part of it too. This is going to be singing along sort of territory within a couple of spins pretty quickly. And I liked just over this the push and pull. Whatever the song needed is what the song got. There were no egos in this at all. For a revolving door of members, this really did feel like a completely gelled band, which probably explains why there's the same lineup returning for this one as it was on the previous album, because this has just clicked for mine. This feels really like, what we're saying with Laurenne Louhimo, that one felt really organic. This one felt like a really organic, natural. They felt like a band that had been playing together for a while. This is really cool. And there were some really nice little subtle shifts on this one in the tones and also reverb and stuff like that as well. So the attention to detail that Alessandro Del Vecchio, who's done quite a few albums now, is quite the producer. He did some really little subtle things to bring little flavors to each song. That was a really nice touch. I thought the acoustic moments in things like or piano as well, they were really cool on this one too. Not too many of them, but when they did come in, they were really nice additions to this record. And on top of it all is Johnny Giuili, who has put in one hell of a vocal performance on this one, like you were saying. He smoked it. The only original member left in this band, and fuck, okay, if that's the one you got the good one kind of thing. Not to dismiss any of the other ones that have been a part of the band before, but that vocalist, he's still going strong today. He's fucking nailing it, so well done. He's got plenty of grit, plenty of beauty in the melody as well, but he's just fucking, I love the lyrics and his delivery, the conviction of it was really cool on this one. So it's one of those ones where if you're a fan of the band or the genre, this will really make you happy. If you're not, this one's anything to change your mind. But at the same time, it's a melodic rock record that's got enough bite to, I think, attract more, sort of heavy rockers or metalheads than you might expect to. It's got enough there to really sort of keep you interested. So I reckon, it's got your heartfelt stuff, but it's ballsier than you expect to. So it's worth a spin just to see how you go with it. The track order in that regard was really well thought out too, and that helped it sort of really stay engaging too. I think that even if you're not typically into the melodic rock, give this one a go. You will be surprised with this one. This is a very, very good record. 8.5 out of 10 from me. Waiting for Your Fall, Fuel to Fire, and Heartless. So again, we crossed over. You and I have had some similar tastes tonight. But this has been a good night with all the albums or releases going pretty well for us tonight. So that's
pretty steady tonight.
That's really cool. So check them out. Let us know what you think. You were going to say something there, sorry?
No.
No? Okay. I'll just throw them back to the comments for a second. David James jumped in to say, motherfuckers, what's happening? Love this fucking shit. Glad you're here. Hopefully you're enjoying the broadcast tonight. Thank you for coming in. Benjamin jumped before saying 5 stars or buttholes, depending with the the reading of the subtext there. But Tim also said Hardline's 92 debut Double Eclipse is criminally underrated. Johnny is a phenomenal vocalist. So we go. We've both noted the vocal performance tonight, and the 92 album Double Eclipse, I haven't checked it out. That might be one we have to both go back to and give a spin to. Everyone else, maybe next year we'll get a run because of the anniversary thing going on.
That's
so
good.
We'll bookmark that one. Sally, our good friend Sally on YouTube jumped in to say, hello, guys. Thank you for in and joining us. Good to see you here again. Hopefully you're catching up on things as we go along. And Benjamin, our good friend Benjamin, if you aren't too busy, check out our local, I hope I don't get this wrong, Wanganui bands Pull Down the Sun and DRXNEs in New Zealand. Okay, so check those out for people that are into the New Zealand stuff as well. We should do a New Zealand special at some point. That'd be interesting. Not for a while yet, but that'd be pretty cool. We could do that for sure. But that brings us through to the conclusion of another episode. We kind of flew through that one pretty quickly in the end. Was there anything else you wanted to add about the music, or are you pretty happy with how we've gone with that tonight?
Pretty good. Check out the albums. Give us a call. Yep.
Cool. Sally's gone. Meant to be here earlier. Time flies. Drones. Benjamin's jumped in to say drones. Well, it says DRXNE. Okay, so it's drones. Okay, cool. Well, thank you for correcting me on that one. Yeah, that's what it's going, but they spelled it. Yeah, a bit hard to get the. Jody has a thing where you should have a font called Sarcasticus, so you can register sarcasm in a font. When they do things like when they say it drones, but they put an X for an O, there's got to be some sort of thing for that too. All right, just so people know what they're looking for when you try and read things without any foreknowledge on those ones as well. Hey, but at least I apparently got the name of the location right. So I'll take that one for a win when it comes to New Zealand places. All right. Okay. Let's do the post sort of wrap up stuff now. So our next stream is on Tuesday night. We're going to be chatting to Orpheus Omega. So Nikki and myself we're chatting to the mighty Chris Demelko from Orpheus Omega, and anyone else that wants to jump in on that one. That will be a very cool chat. Looking forward to that one. He is always really, really good to talk to. And then on Thursday, our next deep cut session, we're going to be covering the latest from the Life Project, and we're going to do one from early this year in Liquid Experiment, as well as a classic that is celebrating an anniversary. So stick around on our socials, like, follow, subscribe, all the usual things. That's how you keep up to date with what we're going to be talking about in our next stream. So follow us across all our platforms. All the details are there for you in the description or the post or whatever you're tuning in on. And a big thank you as well to our fantastic sponsors, Squidding, Screen Printing, Alt, Cult, and Rockstar Finance. Their details, just like ours, are in that post or description wherever you're tuning in to this one from. And if you'd like to help us out directly, please check out our Patreon page too. That anything you can do in that regard is going to be greatly appreciated by us. So it all adds up. But I think that's kind of it. Make sure you check us out on television. So we're still on TV for another 3 years. So we are grateful for that. 10:30 p.m. Saturday nights on Channel 31 in Melbourne, and 10:30 p.m. Thursday nights on Channel 44 in Adelaide. That's where you can check us out on TV, get a different kind of broadcast there. And our next special event will be all to do with Metal Church, coming up at the end of the month. So stick around for more information on that one as we go through. If anyone out there has any links or any gigs or clips they want us to promote or play or whatever else, then make sure you let us know in the comments, email us, all sorts of stuff. Might take us a bit of time to get back to you on things, because we are still working while we do this sort of stuff, but we do our best with what we can. But we do take note of everything. We're trying to get back to everyone as fast as we can. But I think that brings us to the conclusion. I think that's it for now. We'll go to a bin. You ready for a bin?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Let's have some fun, Dave. What have you got? What are you going to feed into the bin this week?
Yeah, this is out of character for me. I don't do politics, but how fucking incompetent is our federal government? And it just shits me. I sit back and I watch things unfold. I don't even pay that much attention. I'm a casual observer. But my God, a few liberal states go into lockdown. All of a sudden, they have a massive meeting to get a 4-step plan to get us out of this pandemic. You couldn't have done that fucking a year ago. But of course, it's only the Labor Victoria state that was having a lot of problems. So we seem to be forgotten. And you're supposed to be the fucking Prime Minister of Australia, not just one state. So yeah, I don't do politics, but you're fucking incompetent. So Liberal government in the bin.
Wow. I mean, you are the casual as ever. Like, you get me or Tim or Brendan, we'll notice it a lot. We talk about it a lot amongst ourselves, but you are the casual one amongst us, and hit home to you that hard is a big thing. So take note. Fuck those bastards. I hate them. I hate them with a passion. Benjamin has gone, feed me into the bin. So, okay, we'll put you in the bin as well, Benjamin. There you go, just for you. We'll dump you in there. But my bin actually crosses over a little bit with what Dave was saying before. And this is specifically directed at the Queensland LNP. So the Queensland Liberal National Party, which is slightly different to other states and the federal parties of the same names. But they go into the bin specifically because last night, we all celebrate Ash Barty and winning Wimbledon. Well done to her. So go, girl. What I didn't like was that bunch of pricks in Queensland, the Queensland LNP, using her image saying, "Go Ash," with the Liberal branding on it right down the bottom. You do not get to take her image and use it to promote your own fucking stupidity. Fuck off. Get in the bin. Because I guarantee you didn't ask her for permission to stick your logo on her image. So if she can, I hope she sues you fuckers as well for that. Get in there. Fuckwits. You always talk about how you want sports people to stay out of politics, but you want to use sports people to fucking further your own ambitions to the regular people. Same thing with all of them. You can all fuck off in that regard. So that's my take on that one. Benjamin's gone, looks like a good, comfortable bin, but he's also said 2020 in the bin. Yeah, we all deal with 2020 going in the bin, I think, pretty much. But yeah, that's where we are at with that one. So there's a lot going on. There's some low-hanging fruit, but yeah, that was a bit of a fun one there as well. But yeah, I think that's it for now, though, isn't it? I think we're about done. So
yeah, covered everything.
Well, yeah, we got through everything. It's all been pretty painless. Thank you, everyone, for jumping in tonight. And for those paying attention, we do send our thoughts out to those tuning in New South Wales as well. You're going to be going through a hell of a time in the near future if you're not already. So we are thinking of you and our best wishes to all out there. All the politics aside, it's the regular people that are going to suffer the most out of this. And to those people, we send our warmest thoughts and wish you all the best up there. So do what you can, look after yourselves as best you can, and hopefully you can all get through it. But most importantly, just stay the fuck at home if you can, because that's going to be the most important thing to get you all through it up there. But there we go. Bit of a somber note to end things on, but I guess that's the way it is at the moment. So we'll see how it all shakes out over the coming days. But thank you to everyone for jumping in there with us tonight. Hope you're all keeping well in general. And thank you to you too, Dave, for jumping in for another episode of the Hard Rock. Good to have you here.
Good to be back.
Yes. I hope you enjoyed the couple of weeks that you've had with your family. Always good to get that in there as well. So it's been good.
It's good to reset and refresh.
But I think we'll leave it there. Sorry?
Good to reset, get things back on track.
Yeah. No, it's good to step away when you can. Always take the advantage of that. That's what I always do over the December period. We film everything we've got to film, and then it's like shut down to fucking nothing for 4 weeks because the rest of the year is a grind. But nah, it's good. I'm glad you got your mid-year little break in because I know how much you hate winter as well. So there you go.
Can't wait. A couple more months. Halloween kicked off, and then the good part of the year happens.
Yeah. No, I've already spoken to Jody today, actually, saying I'm going to have to do some online shopping for more Halloween decorations for around the house. You and I both like getting into that, so it'll be fun.
Yeah, we got
that's something to look forward to.
Inflatable. I think some more.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
we still got our big trees. Yeah,
the big Christmas one.
What we'll have what we'll have to do is we'll have to send photos of each other's stuff back and forth, and then we'll stick them up on the page, something so we can show off our Halloween decorations this year. That'll be cool.
Get the skulls out.
All right.
I have skulls.
I'll wrap it up there. We're getting a bit of lag kicking in, so we'll hopefully... We're getting lag. We'll kick off there. But thank you, everyone, for jumping in. We'll see you all again very, very soon. Until then, though, I'm Andrew.
I'm Dave.
As always,
drink up.
and rock on with
on.
extreme lag kicking in. There we go. All righty. We'll see you all again soon.
It's crazy.
Ending one program at a time. It's always fun. I'm going to stop Instagram first. So thank you for joining us on Instagram over there. We'll also now say goodbye to Twitter, Periscope. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you all again soon. Next up is our lovely crew on YouTube. Thanks for jumping in. There's a few there. So thank you, and we'll see you all again very, very soon.